Coventry, West Midlands, England. A city that has been destroyed and rebuilt more than once. Bombed flat in 1940, factories closed, streets emptied, and through all of it, certain places were simply left, locked, fenced off, forgotten. 3 people went into 3 of those places. Each one posted about it online. 2 of them stopped responding after their final message. One of them, the last thing they typed made no sense at all. These are their posts. Names have been changed. Everything else is exactly as they wrote it.
TheSpiritVox, it's alive.
The first post was found on a UK urban exploration forum, November 2009. The account belonged to someone who had lived in Coventry their whole life. The post was titled, "I went inside Charterhouse last night. Something was already there." He wrote, "Alright, so I know this is gonna sound mental, but I need to write this down before I convince myself it didn't happen. Been living in Coventry my whole life. Everyone knows Charterhouse, that old medieval place off London Road, fenced off for years. Council says it's dangerous. Restoration project was supposed to start this year, but obviously that's not happening. Recession and all that. I was gonna go with someone. He pulled out last minute. I went anyway." Charterhouse was built in the 14th century, a monastery for Carthusian monks. These monks took a vow of near total silence. They believed that unnecessary sound, talking, laughing, anything, disturbed the sacred stillness of the space. They believed sound could be trapped in stone. He continued, "The fence on the east side, London Road facing, there's a gap. Always has been. Council knows. They just don't care enough to fix it. Took my phone torch. Spare battery. I've done this before. Old factories in Radford. The GPO building on Hertford Street. I know what I'm doing." He got inside just after 9 p.m. November in Coventry, already completely dark by 5. First thing you notice is how quiet it is. Like, properly quiet. Coventry's never quiet. Even at 9 p.m. you can hear the ring road, but inside, nothing. Just my footsteps. I went through the ground floor, broken glass, old furniture, don't know if it's original or dumped. There's graffiti, but not much. Like even the people who tagged walls didn't stay long enough. Then I found the stairs. I know I shouldn't have gone up. Floor could have given way, but the torch caught something at the top, a doorway, different from the others, smaller, older. That's when I heard it. It wasn't footsteps, it wasn't wind. I've heard both. This was muttering low, rhythmic, like someone saying the same thing over and over. I couldn't make out the words, but the rhythm, it had a rhythm, Latin maybe. I don't know Latin, but it felt like Latin. He wrote that the sound stopped suddenly, and in that silence he realized something. I couldn't remember which way I'd come in. I'm not exaggerating. The corridor I'd used to get up here, it wasn't there. There was a wall where I remembered a passage. I found another way out eventually. Ground floor window dropped down. Landed wrong, hurt my ankle. Didn't stop moving until I was back on London Road. I keep thinking about that small doorway. It wasn't on any plan of the building I've seen online. And I've looked. Tonight I've looked for hours. It's not supposed to be there. The post got a few replies. It was 2009. The forum was small. First comment, mate, you got scared by pigeons. Classic. Second comment, from someone who knew the area, Charterhouse is structurally unsound. You're lucky the floor held. Don't go back. He replied, yeah, fair enough on the floor. Still can't explain the corridor, and it wasn't pigeons. Then someone else, username suggesting they knew local history. Carthusian monks believed that speaking unnecessarily trapped sound inside stone walls. There are written accounts from the 1400s. Monks reported hearing what they called residual prayer inside the walls, years after the monastery was active. Probably just legend. Probably. After that, nothing. No more replies from him. No other posts. No activity at all. For 3 days, nobody noticed. Then, November 14th, 2:47 in the morning, one final comment. From his account, it's not a doorway. Don't look for it. I made a mistake. No punctuation, no capital letters. After that, silence. 17 years of silence. Coventry has 3 universities, 2 cathedrals, a ring road that confuses everyone, and at least 2 more places that people went into and came back from different. The second story is from a building that was supposed to help people. For over 100 years it did. Then it closed, and it was left exactly as it was. Beds still made, charts still on walls, doors still open. The Coventry and Warwickshire hospitals served the city for over a century. It closed in 2001. After closure, it was simply abandoned. Wards left intact, equipment still in place, patient records still on clipboards. The post appeared on the same forum in February 2009. Different account, different person, same city. Title: there was someone in the ward. The ward has been empty since 2001. He wrote, I want to be clear about something before I start. I don't believe in ghosts. Never have. I'm writing this because I need someone else to tell me there's a rational explanation. Because I've been sitting here for 3 hours and I can't find one. The hospital on Stony Stanton Road. I've been planning this for months, done my research. Knew the layout from old NHS floor plans I found online. Staff entrance on the north side, lock rusted through. Easy. I went in around 7:30 on a Tuesday, midweek, quiet, nobody around. The ground floor was standard, reception, admin offices, empty, exactly what I expected. Torch on, moving carefully. I'd done maybe 4 or 5 explores before this. Nothing had ever bothered me. The stairs to the upper wards were intact. I went up. Ward C, 2nd floor. Long corridor, rooms off either side, beds still in some of them, old metal frames. Mattresses gone, but the frames were there. Charts on the wall near the nurse's station. I couldn't read them in the torchlight. The thing about an abandoned hospital is the smell. Antiseptic doesn't really go away. 8 years empty and it still smelled like a hospital. That smell and the silence together, it does something to you. I was at the far end of the corridor when I saw it. One of the beds, room 7 on the left, the mattress was still on it. I know what you're thinking, maybe it was always there, maybe I missed it coming in, but I had looked in every room. I'm careful, that's how I do this. The mattress was not there when I passed that room the first time. He wrote that he stopped walking, torch pointed at room 7, door half open. I stood there for what felt like a long time. Nothing moved, no sound. Then the bed creaked. Not loudly, not dramatically. The way a bed creaks when weight shifts on it. It's when someone adjusts position. I left. I didn't run. I want to be clear about that. I walked very quickly back to the stairs and I left the building. I have been telling myself it was the frame settling, metal expands and contracts, old buildings make noise, but I counted the rooms on the way in, I counted them on the way out. Room 7 on the way in, no mattress. Room 7 on the way out, mattress, occupied. He went back 3 days later, daytime. He wrote, I know, but I had to check. I needed to see the room in daylight and confirm I'd made a mistake somewhere. I went back in, same entrance, straight upstairs, Ward C. Room 7, the mattress was gone again. I stood in the doorway for a long time. The bed frame, the chart on the wall I couldn't read the first time. In daylight I could read it. Admission date, March 1987. Discharge date, blank. There was a name at the top. I won't write it here. But underneath the name, in different handwriting, darker, like it was pressed harder into the paper, someone had written, still here. The post got more replies than the first story. People were engaged. First comment, the chart thing is genuinely creepy, but it could easily have been a dark joke by staff when the place closed. Happens all the time. Second comment, mattress could have been there all along, man. Torchlight plays tricks, he replied. Yeah, maybe. But I counted the rooms, someone else. I used to work at SIA&W before it closed. Ward C, second floor. That ward had one patient who refused discharge for almost 2 years. They had to get a court order eventually. This was late 90s. I don't know what happened to him after. A long silence in the thread. Then, did the chart have a first name beginning with R? He replied, how do you know that? The other account never responded. Neither did he. After one final post, 4 days later, at 4:15 in the morning, I went back. I shouldn't have gone back. The chart is gone, but something knew I was reading it the first time. I think it knew before I got there. Then nothing. The third place is different from the others. Charterhouse held monks. The hospital held patients. The Coventry Ordnance Works held something else entirely. For 40 years it manufactured weapons, shells, munitions, things designed to end lives at a distance. The people who worked there never talked about what they made. That was the culture. You came in, you worked, you left. You didn't ask questions. When it finally closed, the machinery was left where it stood. The Coventry Ordnance Works was established in 1905. It manufactured artillery and munitions through both world wars, thousands of workers, decades of production. It was one of the most significant weapons factories in Britain. After closure, fenced, abandoned, left to rust. The post appeared in August 2009. Different account, different person. Title, something in the Ordnance Works knows my name. I have never been there before. He wrote, I'm going to tell this exactly as it happened. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to try to explain it. I just need to write it down. I went to the old Ordnance Works on a Saturday afternoon, late summer, still light until 9. I'd heard about it from someone on this forum. The scale of the place is apparently incredible. Machinery still in place, like a museum that no one curates. I went alone. Fence on the western edge, one panel loose at the base. Within 2 minutes. The main floor is enormous, higher ceiling than you expect. Old overhead cranes still up there, the tracks anyway. Light comes in through broken skylights. Dust in the air. It smells like oil and rust and something else I couldn't identify. I was maybe 20 minutes in, just moving through what must have been the main production floor. Equipment I couldn't identify. Large, heavy, designed for repetitive mechanical work. And then I heard it. My name. Not loud, not a shout, just my name, spoken at normal conversational volume from somewhere deeper in the building. I stopped moving. I want to be precise about this. I did not mishear something. I did not hear a sound that could have been my name. I heard my name, clearly, once. I stood completely still for a long time, nothing else. My first thought, obviously, was that someone else was in there. Another explorer who somehow knew me. Or someone who'd followed me in. I called out, said hello, asked if anyone was there. Silence. I told myself. Echo. The acoustics in a space that size, with that much metal sound, does strange things. I kept moving. I found a second room, smaller, off the main floor. Looked like an office or foreman's station. Old desk, metal filing cabinet, open, empty. A window looking out onto the production floor. I was looking at the filing cabinet when I heard it again. My name, same voice, same volume. Closer. I turned around. The production floor was visible through the window. Whatever light was left outside came through the skylights in long, dusty columns. Something was standing at the far end of the production floor. I say something because I could not make out a shape clearly. A disruption in the light, a density in the dust. It said my name again, third time. He ran, he wrote. I don't remember the route out. I remember being outside, I remember the fence. I remember sitting on the pavement on the other side and not being able to stand up for a while. I've been trying to find an explanation since I got home. Nobody knew I was going there. I hadn't told anyone. The account I use on this forum, it's not connected to my real name. I have never posted my name online. Not here, not anywhere. The voice knew my real name. Not a username, not a nickname, my actual name. The one on my birth certificate. I have never been to that building before in my life, and whatever was in there had been waiting long enough that it learned how to say it correctly. This post got the most replies of the three. First comment, classic creepypasta format, mate. Well written though, he replied. This isn't fiction, I wish it was. Second comment, sound in large metal structures does genuinely bizarre things. I've heard what sounded like full conversations in empty warehouses. Acoustics. Third comment, from an account that had never posted before and never posted again. The Ordnance works. Yes, we know that place. There are names in the walls there. Workers who died on shift during the war. No formal record, no memorial. Just names pressed into the metal by the men who worked beside them. It has been waiting a very long time for someone to go in. It tries the names until one fits. He replied once more, 4 hours later. What do you mean it tries the names? The account that had posted never responded. Neither did he, after one message sent at 6:03 in the morning. It wasn't just my name. When I got home, there was a sound outside, same voice. It followed me out. After that, nothing. The post stayed up for years. Still there now. Still no final reply. Three places, three people, three final messages that made no sense or made too much sense, depending on how you look at it. Charterhouse has since been partially restored. There are guided tours now, in daylight. The hospital site was eventually demolished. Flats were built there. The Ordnance works, parts of it still stand. All 3 accounts are still online, inactive. If you ever find yourself in Coventry, the ring road is confusing, the cathedral is worth seeing, and there are gaps in certain fences that the council has never bothered to fix. Don't. The Spirit Vox wants to hear your story. Send your real-life horror experiences, paranormal encounters, or mysterious incidents to TheSpiritVox@gmail.com. Your story might become the next nightmare we bring to life.